All right, let's talk about AI video again. I know, I know, every week there is a new Sora killer. Google drops VO, some startup you have never heard of shows up with a 3-second clip that looks kind of okay, and we are all supposed to lose our minds. It's getting boring, it's a lot of hype, a lot of tech demos, but not a lot of that you or I can actually use without being on some special wait list or paying a fortune. But then the TikTok people do something. ByteDance, the company that basically owns the internet's attention span, they just dropped their own video model and nobody was really paying attention. They did not make a huge, flashy announcement. They just put it out there. It's called Seedance. Here is the thing that made me sit up. It quietly climbed to the number one spot on the public leaderboards. Not the charts where a company grades its own homework. I'm talking about the artificial analysis arena where thousands of real people vote on which video looks better head to head. And Dance is beating everyone. It's beating Google's VO3. It's beating Kling. It's beating the early peaks we've seen of Sora. So I had to dig in. What is this thing? And is it just another shiny toy? Or is this the one that actually changes the game for people like us? So, what is Seedance? On paper, it is what you'd expect. It's a text to video and image to video generator. You give it a prompt or a picture and a prompt, and it spits out a video. But the devil is in the details. And we're talking 1080p output. And we're talking clips up to 10 seconds, which is a lot better than the 4-second jump we were getting a year ago. And it has this thing they're calling native multi shot support. That is a corporate way of saying you can describe a sequence like a wide shot of a city, then a close up on a character looking worried, then a drone shot pulling away. And it can generate that as one continuous video. It understands cuts. That is a huge leap. Before this, you would have to generate 3 separate clips, hope the character looked the same in all of them, which they never did, and then splice them together yourself. Dance tries to do that work for you. It tries to keep the character, the style, the vibe consistent from one shot to the next. It does not always get it perfect, but the fact that it understands the concept of a scene change is huge. But here is the ideal story. It's not just the quality, the things that actually matter. The two things that separate a cool demo from a useful tool are speed and cost. And this is where C Dance is just brutal. Some reports are saying it can generate a 5-second 1080p clip in about 40 seconds. For comparison, some of the models can leave you waiting for minutes, plural, for a result that is half the quality. ByteDance apparently used some aggressive new techniques to distill a giant, slow teacher model into a much faster student model without losing all the quality. It is a technical flex, but what it means for us is you can actually iterate. You can have an idea, type a prompt, see the result, not like it, tweak the prompt, and go again without wanting to throw your computer out the window. It makes the creative process a loop, not a brick wall. And then there is the price. In China, where it is rolling out on a cloud platform, the cost is apparently around 50 cents for a 5-second HD render. That undercuts some of the Western competitors by something like 70%. 70%. Suddenly, making a full 3-minute music video doesn't cost you $30 in credits, it costs you a few dollars. This is the part that nobody is really talking about. It's not just another high quality model, it's a workhorse. It is fast enough and cheap enough to be practical, to experiment with, to play with. That's the moment a technology stops being a headline and starts being a tool. Okay, so it is fast and it is cheap, but does it look good? Yeah, it does. A lot of AI video has this weirdness to it. A character's arm might bend the wrong way or they'll melt into the background. There is a lack of what the nerds call spatiotemporal fluidity. That is a fancy way of saying the model does not really understand how things move in the real world over time. Dance is better, a lot better. The examples show motion that is coherent. When a boxer throws a punch, the physics feel right. When you ask for a claymation knight riding a goat, it looks like claymation and it looks like it's riding a goat. The lighting is consistent. Objects do not just randomly appear and disappear. Understands prompts with a scary level of detail. You can tell it the character turns to the camera, walks forward, and then stops with angry expression, arms crossed, and it can actually do it. It can handle multiple people interacting, like hugging or talking, which is a lot of other models just turn into a codenamed Bergian mess of limbs. This is not just about making pretty pictures that move, it's about control. It's about being able to direct the AI with some level of precision. And that precision is what separates random generation from actual creation. Now, this is the point where the conversation always splits. I was reading through some comments on Hacker News about this, and it's the same debate we always have. On one side, you have the people who are terrified. They see this and they see the end of art, the end of value. One guy wrote, AI doesn't increase the value of content, it makes it meaningless by destroying scarcity. And he is not wrong. If anyone can generate a 24 episode anime series for a meme in a group chat, does any of it mean anything? Are we just creating an infinite ocean of digital slop? A personalized TikTok feed that generates videos on the fly just for you, so you never have to look away? It's a genuinely creepy thought. But then there's the other side, the creators, the people who see this and don't see a replacement for their soul. They see a turbocharger for their ideas. A commentator put it perfectly. They said they can't wait for the day they can watch a steampunk adventure about ancient Egyptians battling Atlanteans, but with the serious, gritty tone of The Wire. That is a show that would never ever get greenlit by a studio. It's too niche, too weird. But with a tool like this, a small team, maybe even one person could actually make it. This isn't about replacing Breaking Bad. It's about giving a voice to all the stories that were never commercially viable. It's about turning every talented writer or artist into their own mini studio. The problem for Hollywood is not that AI is going to replace them. The problem is that a team of 5 people might be able to make a movie that is better than their last $200 million blockbuster, and they can do it from their garage. So, where does that leave us? Where does Seedance fit into this whole race? Right now, you've got OpenAI Sora, which is like this mythical creature. It looks amazing in the curated demos, but we still don't really know what is coming or what it will cost. You have Google's VO, which is a beast and has integrated audio, a huge plus. But then you have Seedance, from the company that built the platform where the stuff is going to be seen the most, TikTok. It's ranking number one in blind test. It's faster, it's cheaper, and it seems built for the kind of multi-shot storytelling that actually works for short form video. It feels less like a science project and more like a product designed to let millions of people create content at an insane scale. So here's what I think. My take on all this. Seed Dance is a turning point, but not for the reason everyone thinks. It is not just that the quality is finally good enough, it's that the combination of quality, speed, and cost has just crossed a critical threshold. It's moved from being theoretically amazing to being practically useful. This is the model that is going to put these tools in the hands of everyone for better and for worse. It's going to unlock incredible creativity from people who never had the resources before. And yes, it's probably going to drown us in an unbelievably amount of AI generated garbage. But that is what technology does. It gives us a new, more powerful tool. Some people will use it to build cathedrals, and others will use it to dig a bigger hole. Seed Dance is just the best shovel we have gotten so far. And look, I get it. Some of you are already rolling your eyes because the hype cycle is exhausting. But here's the end goal nobody seems to mention. Once tools like Seedance hit this good enough, cheap enough, fast enough point, the gatekeepers cannot keep up. The old model was studios decide, platforms distribute, audiences consume. The new model is audiences create, algorithms distribute, studios scramble. That flips the power dynamic. If you have ever had a weird idea that would not survive a boardroom pitch, vampire westerns, bilingual cooking thrillers, whatever, this might be your moment. Sure, most of it will be garbage. 95% of everything always is. But the other 5%, that is where the next wave of cult classics, breakout creators, and unexpected art movements will be born. And honestly, I'd rather wade through an ocean of amateur enthusiasm than sit through one more committee built reboot of a franchise nobody asked for. So, what do you think? Is this the beginning of a creative renaissance, or are